Thank you. Okay, so hello everybody, and some of you, I don't know if any of you know, but this is my last one. So yeah, but I'll do a very quick and shameless plug. And so you could, if you want to come to more of my talks, I do a weekly meeting. You can find that on my website. There is a subscription fee, but it's very minimal. What else? Oh, that's every week, and I also do a Zoom call with that, an hour and a half Zoom call. And oh, hi guys. And what else? Yeah, you can reach me one-to-one as well if you want a one-to-one session. And I'm sure there was something else, but I've forgotten. So there we go. Okay, so since it's my last one, let's really go for it, shall we? Oh yeah, and if you want to give me a donation for my last ever video, that would be also great. And a quick thank you to Nothing FM for having me all this time. Yeah, all right. So, most people, not everybody, because I'm sure there's a plethora of reasons that people come to these talks. One of the main reasons that people come to these talks is that they want to find freedom. They wait. Not everybody. But quite a few people do. The thing is that one of the main things that people say is that they're waiting. They're waiting for something to drop. They're waiting for something to happen. They're told that something's going to happen. And the thing is, it's never going to happen because here it is. And it's not how you want it to look. Because what we do is we put all these ideas in little boxes about how freedom should look. The only thing I can say about realizing that there is no getting, no gaining, no going anywhere is that it just is more chill, just more chill. Nothing sticks. Everything just comes and goes like it always has. But when we look to like get this freedom in the future, you'll just be waiting forever because it's never going to come. The future is never going to come. Have you noticed? It never actually arrives. It's always instantaneous. It never arrives. You're never going to get there. You know, we have this idea that freedom is just like some hierarchical thing, which is just complete bullshit. There's no higher than everything being as it is. So there's this specialness involved. Some people want this like, oh, you know, this person's special, that person is special. They're up there, they're speaking on YouTube. You know, so they're special and they've got something that I don't have. No, they don't. They really don't. They may say something's going to happen and then you're going to find freedom. Well, is it? Or in your own experience, is everything that is already here? In fact, is what is already here never been anything but what is already here? It's never been anything else. There is no higher than the whole of everything which is here, sitting in a room, or sitting outside, or sitting wherever you're sitting, or whatever. There's nothing higher. There's no higher person that has anything that you think you might want. So we beat ourselves up trying to like get to somewhere which is being promised by a face on a video, and you're just going to beat yourself up trying to get there. You're never going to get there, and you're just completely wasting your time. You're completely wasting your life trying to get to some empty promise which is never going to be fulfilled, and all the time you're missing out on the one thing which is always here, and that's your life. And that is this life, appearing as this mysterious realm from God knows where to God knows where. that doesn't really matter, because the openness of not knowing is way more inspiring and interesting and beautiful than thinking I know something, which is empty and boring and passes by, then has to be held on to as some sort of like, you know, crown to wear. Anyway, that was an intro. So since this is my last one, you know, I thought I'd like really go for it, really go for it. But, you know, if you want to hang on to becoming special, if you want to hang on to waiting for years on end to get the thing that somebody got whilst they were, you know, walking up the stairs or something, then good luck, really. Good luck. You're just going to completely waste your life when you could be just enjoying your life, chilling out. And if you're into the sort of mysterious realms of things, you know, looking around going, wow, what the hell? Wow, life, life. If not, get a cup of tea and go and watch football. It doesn't really matter. It's also very serious, isn't it? Spiritual seeking. And in the end, you know, you see through the futility of it all, it's actually really hilarious and ironic. And yeah, and also beautiful, because this life is beautiful. I mean, it's really stunning. The fact that any of us are sitting here at all in any regard is a complete miraculous happening. I mean, how the hell did we suddenly arrive here? You know, we could like trust Darwin, or we could see it from our own perspectives, which is it's just here. It's just here. How did that happen? We don't know. It's a mystery, and it's fabulous, as well as really annoying, because, you know, life can be annoying. There's all these things in the way, you know, of you getting what you want. Which is also great. I mean, why not? Why are we trying to reach for this perfection of where nothing touches us? I mean, what is this thing of nothing touching us? I mean, do we really want to be lampposts? You know, standing there while everyone's walking past, being happy and annoyed and frustrated and joyful and whatever. And we're just there like lampposts looking down on them all going, oh yes, well, you know I'm here and I don't have any feelings anymore and I'm just going to shine down on the rest of you. Meanwhile, I'm just like this boring post that nothing ever happens to. Because God forbid something happens to me, I will have then be in the realm of, oh, I've lost it. I've lost it now. I have some feelings, or there's something I don't want, or I want to leave my wife or something. You know, like, oh no, I can't want that sort. I can't want anything, because that means I'm no longer a lamppost shining above everybody. And all the humans I've ever met in my life, all of them are all very complex and unique and full of feeling and thought, and every single one of them, no matter what they claim to be or not be, no matter whether they claim to be a someone who's a complete me and knows nothing and is desperate, which is the same as claiming to have no me and being free. The same. All of them, regardless, are all completely unique and complicated and fill lots of space, don't they? Other people. They're all like that, all of them. And that's the way we are, isn't it? That's the way we are as humans. We can't stop being humans. And who wants to stop being human? Who wants to be a lamppost? Really? You won't be able to anyway. So something will come along, you know. Some dog will come along, cock its leg. And, you know, because everything is, and that's in everyone's experience, you don't need to have some enormous happening, you know, buying a cup of tea or something. You don't have to have this happening to see really clearly that life here is all there is. This is life here in its entirety, in my own experience. And I know the non-dual narrative is like, oh, whose experience? Well, if you just move that out of the way as the, you know, trap that it is, because it is a trap, the who question, trap, ignore it, it's garbage. That's just sitting here in a room, being here with all this life going on around me. And it's clear by looking at it, it's all I ever experience. It's all that's ever experienced is right here, all the time, forever. Don't remember a beginning of it. Do you remember a beginning of it? I don't remember a beginning of it. It's always been, hasn't it? It's always been. And you can see that in your experience. You don't need for something to happen to you to be able to see the facts of life is here. I mean, it's self-evident. You don't need to be a genius or a know-me or a big higher self or a you know, super ultra awareness person to see that life is here. She's distracting me. That life is here right now, here. Is it not really clear and obvious? Or are we going to wait for the, and you know, the demise of the me, or whatever, or the arrival of awareness, or the dawning of the higher self, or something? Are we going to wait for that? Or are we going to see that that's all just complete, like mental concepts and ideas that are in this higher realm, of which only a few are and I'm not, idea, and it's complete nonsense. There's only you there. There's only you there. There's nobody else there. You're the entirety of your life. There's nothing else but you. That's it. You might even think that I'm here and you're there. I'm not there. I'm a face on your screen talking. I'm not there. There's just a face talking at you. And you think that I'm here knowing something. It's complete. I don't even exist for you. I'm just this image there. As far as it's your experience is concerned. I know, it's funny, right? It's crazy. But I love it. I love it. Hi, Melanie. This is what happens when I know it's the last one. It's probably like, oh, I'm logging off. Logging off. You know, don't have to be, you know, too polite. Not that I'm that polite anyway, but you know. It's good to just say it how it is, right? Let's just say it how it is. Not everyone's going to agree with it. It doesn't matter. But some people resonate with it because some people actually can see through the veil of getting and see that, oh yeah, it's just here. I'm just here. I'm just here. I don't need to become anything more. I don't need to wait for something to happen. I've been waiting forever. And just forget this idea that something happened to somebody else. Just forget it. You're wasting your time. It's like that's old guru worship. It's so like 1999. I mean, really, is it not over yet? The guru thing, is it not over? Are we still banging on about who got something years ago, who didn't get something, how someone got something and then they lost it? All this narrative. When life is staring you actually in the face, you are life staring yourself in the face without cessation. It's relentless. Have you noticed? Life's relentless, never ends, never stops. And all we want, right, is independence. We don't want to be beholden to some person who thinks they're going to set us free, because they're not. They're not going to set anyone free. You're already free. You're already perfect. You're already everything. You don't need anything to happen to you. Nothing happens anyway. Nothing happens. People say, well, something happened to you. Well, it didn't. If anything happened, I just saw, oh God, just absolutely, oh, it's all just bullshit. If I'm going to narrow it down to a sentence, what happened to you? I saw that it was all bullshit. That's what happened. And as soon as you see the bullshit, you are released from it. And then what? Then what do I do? Well, what have you always done? Well, at least you won't be waiting. At least you won't be, hoping and wanting and trying and competing and uncompeting and all the stuff that goes on in this world of non-duality and spirituality. I see it, I see the competitiveness. Well, how much of your me is still remaining? All this stuff. All that stuff. I mean, really. There's nobody who's more or less than anybody else. Nobody. There's nobody who's got it or hasn't got it. There's only you there. That's it. There's nothing else. That's your life with all its stuff, that goes on in it, which is totally complicated and all over the place, like everybody, relationships and health and money and abstract thought and all the stuff, all the stuff that goes on in the human life. It's a cacophony of life, isn't it? All the little dramas and all the little things. I tell you, I bet if you got out of all the little nuances of life, you'd miss them. You'd miss it. Life would be colourless, boring. How long would it take before you think, oh God, I really want to go and see a friend. I want to hear the street gossip. How long would it be before you want a little bit of something, a little bit of juice in your life? What this spiritual life is such it's so one note. Do we really want life to be one note? Or do we want to, laugh and cry and get angry and feel peaceful? All the things, all the things. We judge ourselves on the emotions, when the emotions is the colour, it is the sky, it is the weather, it is all those things. Well, if there's any questions on any of that, please do feel free to post them. There's nothing more beautiful than life. It really is the most beautiful thing. We may think it's love, we may think it's truth, or whatever that is, but we might think it's honesty. But for me, it's life itself, all of it, the whole show. What a miracle that it's even here. How the hell did I get here? Right now. I used to have this teacher called Barry Long. I don't know if any of you have heard of him. He was such a dude. And someone asked him, when did the Big Bang start? When did the Big Bang happen? He said, when you woke up this morning on your pillow. And I really understood what he meant. I really understood it, because every moment is like that, isn't it? It's the Big Bang every moment. It's always happening. Hi, Michael. It would seem to me that seeking is futile because an eye can't look at itself. Even when it sees itself in a mirror, it is only seeing a reflection. What we are can't be defined. Absolutely. Absolutely. Defining what we are as one single experience called awakening is quite absurd. You know, when you see everybody, I like to go traveling. Well, I used to like to go traveling. To especially Southeast Asia, because it really is a cacophony of life out there. I just love it so much. They probably had never even heard of non-duality, you know? Whatever, you know. There's nothing special. Or everything is special, or nothing is special. Everyone is special, or nobody's special. I understand the propensity, the urge to get out of this into a better this. I understand that urge. But the thing is that you can't. You can't. It's always this. I could say that having a house is better than when I didn't have a house. That's called a better this, but that doesn't exist anymore. That doesn't exist. And anyway, all the better this is are never satisfactory. Never. Look at all the wealthy billionaires in the world. Why do they want more money? Why? What are you going to spend it on? What are you going to spend all that money on, Mr. Gates? All the better this is will never come, and they will never be the better this is. They will always be just this. Always. They'll never be better, no matter what you have, no matter how much peace you have, even. If I look back at the story of, especially my 20s, when I was a complete fuck up, I was a total fuck up. And if I look back at that, thinking, well, this is better than that. Well, not necessarily. First of all, that is here. It wasn't then. It's here. Right here. You can't go there. You can't go to that place because all those places are here. And when I feel into that place, which is here, it's not necessarily worse. It's only the boring old mind that says, this is better than that. That story, that way of thinking, which boxes it up into sort of the typical kind of lowest denominator form of thinking. When really, that fuck up who was 25, 26 years old is right here as a picture and a feeling, maybe, if I think about it. It wasn't then, it's here. And it's this person now, Lisa, is no better than that image of a apparent Lisa back then, which never was. It's here. All time is here as an experience. It's a beautiful subject. Maybe past and future do exist in some form, but they don't exist outside of this experience. Never, ever. Even if you have a premonition, it's here. It's not a projection into something that doesn't exist. It's here. I've had lots of premonitions in my time, really stupid ones, none of any use whatsoever. But in that moment, those premonitions aren't of the future. They were kind of a mix-up of something. That was my experience of them. Those premonitions came from, right? Never guess what? They came from juicing too many wild greens. I was juicing too many wild greens. I was drinking too much of it. And I was drinking so much of it that I was getting all these premonitions, like into half an hour in the future and stuff. It was crazy, crazy. So you want to have premonitions, start juicing wild greens. Ah. Yeah, the Lisa that was, is, and is going to be doesn't actually exist. It just doesn't exist. There's just memories. I don't even know what they are. I've got pictures of me as a child, but that person doesn't exist. Not as a living experience. She's just a picture, like this one, if I look down there. Hi, Sarah. I love how you don't perpetuate the seeking in people and bring us back to the simplicity and fullness of what is. Yeah, because that's all there is, right? That's all there is. That's all there ever is. The simplicity of just being right here in its absoluteness, in its absolute, what did you call it? Fullness. It's absolutely here, isn't it? We don't know, we don't know what it is. We might not know, the deep secret mechanisms of how it all is, but it certainly is. Thanks for that. Hi, Klaus. Would it matter if non-duality talks existed or not? No. No. It'd still be the fullness of life, wouldn't it? It wouldn't matter. You're not going to get anywhere with them anyway. Not ultimately. You might find that the best that can happen really is to unplug yourself from trying to get somewhere. All that self-doubt of still feeling like a me, that's old story. If you feel like a me, then so what? So what? Is that suddenly like these days a big sin or something? That's the fullness of life. Was it a problem before you came across it was a problem? Was it a problem, or were you looking for in the a lot of you here have probably been in this sort of scene for a long time, like me. Do you remember the days when we were searching for the self, searching for the real me, and then you come across non-duality, and now you got to get rid of it? Which one is it? How about neither? How about just being here, whatever that means? Because you're only ever here anyway. That's all that happens. You're always just here as life, in life, the whole thing, one. There's no separation in any of it. Incredible. You can't separate it out, only as a thought. And ironically, even separate thoughts are still one. So it doesn't matter. No, non-duality talks or not, it doesn't matter because it's all one. It's always all one. I don't really get into the whys and wherefores of anything. They're pretty pointless in the end. And people say to me, why do you paint the pictures you paint? I can't even bother to think about it. I'd just rather just enjoy life without the whys and wherefores. Especially the psychological whys and wherefores. Oof, not my bag. Not my bag at all. You could say non-duality has been really good for people. Sure, yeah, you could say that. Sure. And that's nice, right? That's nice. But I think ultimately it doesn't matter. Because life just celebrates itself all the time anyway. All the time. You know, I'm a wall, I'm the sky, I'm a floor, I'm a computer, I'm a hand. I'm a thought, I'm a cat. It's always just expressing itself constantly, no matter what is happening. Like last night, I was looking, there were some videos coming in from South Africa. Shit is going down in South Africa. And I was watching it, I was thinking, wow. That's all I could think. Like, wow. It's just perplexing, isn't it? Life is so perplexing when, when shit's going down like that. It's just really is a mind bender. Obviously, I have the usual feelings of like, oh crap. But there's also that fascination with how life can just appear as so extreme. But even with that, I don't go into the whys and wherefores with it, really. Just a mystery. Just a mystery, really. Where are we at? 25 to. All right. I'm going to miss doing these. I like doing them. But I might be doing some online kind of retreat things, maybe. Someone else might be doing it for me because I'm hopeless. So that might happen. Hi, Catherine. I think it's a beautiful message that there's no need to try. There's no need to wait. There's no need to want. I think when all those things are seen through, life does actually become a lot easier. We stop beating ourselves up and putting ourselves in some sort of line of succession, Will I be the next, Tony Parsons or something? I say it all the time, And we can stop all that having to get to some lofty mountaintop, realizing we're actually at the top anyway, no matter what, because there's no higher than what is. There's nothing else but what is. Oh, you're welcome, Klaus. Such a good name, Klaus. When we see clearly, not by something happening to us, not by the special occurrence, just by seeing it clearly, you're like, we're all intelligent. We can all use our brain and see that actually, yeah, there's only ever what is. Yeah, that doesn't require any special happening. And we can just pull back a bit, relax a bit. Oh, it's Cameron. Oh, Ben. See Ben's first. Sorry. Suffering can be lessened and understood by therapy and learning about dynamics to stop making the same mistakes. Surely it is of use to people. Of course. I'm not talking about therapy. I'm not talking about the intricacies of human behavior. That's a different subject. Not my field. Like anything, like if someone said to me, I'm thirsty, and I'd say, well, you don't need to be thirsty because, there is no thirst. No. I'd say, have some water. Yeah, therapy is a good thing, definitely. But we're not talking about that. Some people seem to get the two mixed up. I'm talking about enlightenment. That subject. Hey, Cameron. When I asked how you chose a certain subject to paint, I knew you wouldn't be able to answer. I just wanted to see how you'd get out of it. Yeah, I just, I'm I just let it come. Can I say? It's like when you go to, like, you know, a cake shop, you don't go through all the process of why you would want that particular cake. You would just pick the cake and not have to, like, justify yourself. Same kind of process. Oh, thank you, Barbara. It's been great, actually. I am sad. I see, I understand that things have to change and, things move on. But I've really enjoyed being here. It's been so easy. It's been great. I just log on and that's it. Done. No dramas. Yeah. I just want to go back to saying about when we see clearly, I have to reiterate it because I know that people get confused with this seeing thing. Just using your brain, right? Okay, just using your brain to see that life is always here. You don't even have to use your brain, it's just obvious. It's just obvious. It's clear as day. Life is here. It's always here. Once you can, like, see that, and you see the irony of trying to find it, because people are trying to find what already is. It's a great irony and an impossible task, because you might as well just spin on the spot, round and round and round, and you never actually go anywhere. You just pirouette on the spot. And ironically, I forgot what I was going to say, so I'm going to move on. So ironically, you're pirouetting on the spot trying to find this. You're trying to find this as separate to this. It's such a strange concept, trying to find this as separate to this. As if you're not seeing this must be somewhere else as a different this. It's just so extraordinary. That's what I'm going to say. So when you pull back from looking for this, you can see how extraordinarily beautiful you are. Now that sounds a bit cheesy, but it's true. You can see how extraordinarily magnificent and miraculous you are as this life. Just really beautiful, really creative. What a creation in all the ways and things, even the body, the beautiful the eyes and hair and everything. But when we're looking for another this, it's just it's like some sort of weird. The word pendulum comes to mind because I was reading about pendulums a little while ago. It's like a weird pendulum, sweeps you up looking for this, swinging around on the looking for this train, judging every thought, every move you make, everything you say, everything you do. I'm not good enough, this isn't good enough, excuse me, I've got a fan on me, it's making the hair stick in my eyes. This pendulum of, this idea that something's going to drop away and I'm going to see this, right? Let's just examine it. It's my last one, fuck it. This idea that something's going to drop away, and, all you sort of low lives out there who have still got a me, and, you'll get 1 in a billion chance of it happening to you. This idea, which is toxic as hell and complete nonsense, because you're already everything. So nothing has to happen to you to be already everything that you are. So I thought I'd put that out there. Probably get more people logging off now. Last one, doesn't matter. I feel like Ricky Gervais at the Golden Globes. Oh. Well, you know, nothing has to happen for this to be here. Am I stating the obvious here? Nothing has to happen for this to be here. And you don't need to see it because you already are it. But you can see that it is always this. That's not a problem. That's an okay seeing. To see that it's always this is fine. But there is no seeing of it, as in, you know, the special crown wearing seeing. There's just seeing it for what it is. It's obvious. You know, if I asked you the question, has it ever been anything but what is? In your experience, has it always been this? Unless you're really, really in your head, you'd probably say, yeah, 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 you know, probably. Unless you're very into mental concepts, which is cool, which is fine, you know, who cares? But so it's not an impossible task. It's not even difficult. It's just obvious. It's just obvious. And that's what I want to leave this kind of, you know, Nothing FM with, is that it's obvious and it's not special, and you don't have to be special, and nobody else is special. The people who are saying that something has to happen for you to be able to see this because you're still a me is not true. Not true. Because you're already life. This is superiority. This is specialness. There is no specialness. There's only life. You, your life, there, with everything around it and everything in it. The whole gamut, the environment, the body, the thoughts, the feelings, the friends, the family, the enemies, the laughter, the sadness, the whole lot is the entirety of life. And there's only you. There's only your life as far as you're concerned. That's all there is. And it's beautiful and it's wonderful and it's full. And nothing needs to be changed. Unless for something like, you know, if you're thirsty to drink water and you're having a bad boss, go to therapy, whatever, you know. We're not talking about that. Talking about just simply life being here. Just simply being here. All this spiritual seeking has never led anywhere. It's only led, well, it hasn't led anywhere. Just forget it. It hasn't led anywhere. Because it's always here. Life is always here. I know there are those ardent seekers who disagree. Well, you know, it doesn't matter because life is so rich and full of different characters. It doesn't matter in the end. I can only say what I can say. And it may not be the thing for lots of people. It doesn't matter. This is the color of life. All the different ideas. And if people resonate with this because they can see it really clearly too, or there's other ways they can see it clearly, but you're still getting bombarded by the old programming of something has to happen. That can happen. There's that old programming of something needs to happen. It's just programming. It's not real. It's not true. Nothing needs to happen for life to be here. Nothing. Oh, thank you, Catherine. What a relief. It's such a pressure, a burden to be special with a purpose. Oh my God, it's the worst. It's almost as bad as being, wanting to be less than. I mean, I don't know what's worse. Thank you, Lisa. It's okay to be me, even though it doesn't feel like it. Well, of course, yeah. Of course. It's okay for a tree to be a tree. It's okay for the sky to be a sky. It's okay for Eric to be Eric in whatever capacity that is, because that's all there is. That is what life is creating. How can it ever be wrong? It can never be wrong. I mean, you're just you. If that's it. That's what is. And I know there's all this idea of like, yeah, but that's a barrier to something. It's not. It's absolutely not. There's no barrier to anything because everything is. There's no barrier. Oh, thank you, Catherine. This idea that the me is a barrier to seeing this. The feeling of me is this. It is this. The feeling of dancing around is this. The feeling of laughter is this. The feeling of not feeling like a me today is this. Tiredness, this. Hunger, this. Irritation, this. So many people suffer from this idea that they've got to get rid of their me. It's just like, I don't even know what that is anymore. I can't, unfortunately. I can't, unfortunately. I gotta let the gang go. But thanks. I don't even know what this me thing is anymore. For me, there is neither. It's just not an issue. It's a non-subject. It's a zero subject. It doesn't exist. I'm a me. That idea. Or I don't have a me. It's just like, come on. There's just whatever. There's only there's only me here. There's only you there. There's only you there. That's it. No one can tell you anything about your life right there. Nothing. You're the whole of it. You're everything. You might think, well, I don't know that. You don't need to know it. You are it. You're it. Absolutely. Good point. The me must be a part of all reality, not something actually separate from it. No, not at all. If someone feels like they're Cleopatra, then they feel like they're Cleopatra. It's completely perfect. If someone feels like, oh, I have this sense of self, then yeah, it's completely. It just is. It's not separate. This idea that you can see the non-separate is an idea, it's a concept, it's a non-dual concept. You can see the non-separation. No, there is only non-separation. Regardless, there is only non-separation. And if you see it for a split second, you're not going to be able to hold on to it because life never lets anyone hold on to anything, ever. You may have noticed this little thing about being a human. You can never hold on to anything. So even in a split second, you'll go, oh, yeah, of course. Next minute, phone's ringing, you need the loo, you need a drink, and it's gone. Oh my God, I've lost it. No, life doesn't allow us to hold on to anything. Nothing. Oh, thanks, Melanie. Yeah, well, there's my weekly thing. Many times confusing, arrive, many things pass very fast, including thinking, past memories, lost control. Okay, like you say, different colour, thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Guyana. Yeah, that's right. I have to actually go in a minute. But yeah, that's right. So we get these little like, oh yeah. But we think we have to hold on to that, and we don't. We don't have to hold on to it. Yeah, and you're not going to be able to hold on to it anyway. We're just gonna beat ourselves up trying to hold on to something which is impossible. Like this awareness thing, trying to be aware all the time. I remember being into that years ago. Trying to be aware all the time, you know, exhausting. So fun in it. And all the lots of people I met, not everyone, I met some really nice people in that scene. I used to meet these people who'd sit with me, you know, and stare into my eyes for so long, it was really uncomfortable. I'd say, what are you doing? They're like, I'm just being aware of you. I'm like, can you just not be aware of me, please? Just stop staring at me. It's really creepy. Sure, if I was staring back, I'd be like, okay, consensual staring. But it never was. It was always non-consensual eye gazing. Weird. It's just like some sort of gazing competition. Who's the most aware? Who's the most aware of the two? Clearly you. Seeing as you're better at staring than me. Okay, I gotta go now. I'm gonna end on that note. Or shall I end on that note? Shall I end on a different note? Everything's perfect. There we go. Everything's perfect. Right, so yeah, if you'd like to donate towards my last ever Nothing FM, dear, I'm going to miss it. Thank you all for joining over this time. Hopefully I'll be doing something else at some point. Thanks to the Nothing FM team. I hope you, you know, I've enjoyed the time. Thank you for hosting me. It's been a pleasure. And yeah, lots of love, everybody. Take care. Bye. Mwah, mwah, mwah.